Imagine a future when your phone knows you're getting sick before you actually know, or even before your doctor knows. Research organizations spend more than about $800,000 per study for patient recruitment, mostly in advertising. However, only 4% of patients enroll in a clinical trial. The cost per patient in a clinical trial can be as high as $30,000. Research by the Tufts University in Boston shows that about half of all these patients drop out of their study prematurely. So why is the situation so bad? Well, because we make research too difficult and too cumbersome for patients to continue to be on the project. Regulators have recognized that, and FDA and European Medicines Agency explicitly now support decentralized clinical trials to bring these trials to the patients and into their home. Pharmaceutical research organizations and healthcare providers are now looking to implement proven technologies that guarantee patient safety as number one and a reduction in cost. Our Athena CX platform is a proven, no-code, direct-to-patient experience sampling platform. It improves traditional survey capabilities by adding wearable device and sensor data and artificial intelligence to orchestrate this. Researchers and doctors can now trigger the correct questions at the right time and the right place without any coding or upfront investment. We already work with researchers at the Harvard Children's Hospital, Scripps Research Institute in California, Regensburg University Hospital in Germany, Cardiff University in Wales, and Fitbit. We provide these partners with standardized tools and put experience sampling into context of patient daily living and provide therefore richer and more realistic data while we reduce the patient burden at the same time. Our multidisciplinary and multicultural team is internationally recognized by pharma clients, technology providers, and research organizations. We have together more than 20 years of experience in clinical research, healthcare, and artificial intelligence. I've led successful product development and innovation teams in multinational research organizations in the US, in the UK, Germany, and now from Tipperary. I frequently present to FDA and EMA as an expert. We're looking here for a partner to support us in growing and maturing Athena CX to become the global leader. Before the COVID hit the market, the traditional clinical research was estimated to double, the market for research questionnaires was doubling from 1 billion to about 2 billion in the next 3 years. COVID now has accelerated this growth. There's bigger demand than ever before. Our funding will allow us to grow the team faster and accelerate revenue generation while we mature the product at the same time.
Time up, unfortunately. Thank you. That is time up. So I have some questions to ask you now. First of all, a business like this, how much of an issue is data protection and how do you address that?
So data protection is a big issue across the globe, and there are mechanisms in place and there's processes in place to protect patients and patients' identity, basically, within clinical research. There's pseudonymization and anonymization that will basically help us to capture the data, but at the same time protect patients.
But the harvesting of that particular data, I mean, how can you ensure that it only goes to the use intended?
So there's contracts in place, there's audits in place, the FDA and EMA send inspectors. So it's basically a self-regulated environment with audits. And that so far has worked pretty well. This is not a new concept, it has been around for more than 20 years.
And given the COVID-19 environment we've gone through, do you think that the use of remote surveys may actually increase now as a result of that?
We see already a big increase in that. Just these big COVID-19 vaccine studies, for example, with 30, 50, 60,000 patients, all use this survey technology already. So the market has actually grown substantially in the last 12 months only.
How have you managed to develop the partnerships to date, and what are you going to do in that regard in the future?
This is a tightly knit industry. There's only so many thousand people that work in that space. So there's only so many big players in the space of CROs and big pharma companies. So we have already the connections. I've been in the space for more than 20 years. And we're just looking to hire additional business development people that are well connected to bring us in front of these potential customers.
And briefly, as previously an entrepreneur, how difficult or easy are you finding it to raise funding?
It has its challenges, but it's an interesting concept, and we've been successful by raising interest. So it is different.
I'm sorry, I'm out of time and have to be fair to everybody, so thank you very much for that.